Okay, so we are up against the English, myself playing as the Delhi. We're up against our opponent, Dwight K. Schrute from The Office. He did confirm this is the real Dwight K. Schrute, so it's a pretty big name to come up against in AOE. And let's take a look at our build here. So we're dropping all of our vills onto a mill straight away, and then we'll take 2 of these to build a house and a mosque respectively. So we're going out with our scout here. I'm just going to fast forward this because I do cover this exact build in my previous video, but this is more focused on analyzing what I did, my thought process and the game plan behind it. So as soon as you got the mosque up, we're going to research efficient production here. 2 vills on gold. Our scout is out and about collecting sheep. He's also going to be hitting wolves. Now, you might be thinking, why the hell are you doing this? You're versing the English, not Rus. Well, my thought process behind this is our scholars are going to come out and collect relics and capture sacred sites. We don't want these pesky wolves running around and killing all of them. So there's a relic here. We've got 4 wolves around here. So we're going to actually do a U-turn, come back and hit those and take them away from the relic. Not much to look at home. We're just sending our new vills to food here. So we have a total of 10 on food and 2 on gold. From here, we're going to chop some straggler trees. Now, generally speaking against the English, I like to open horsemen because I know that pretty much every player is going to start running longbow across the map pretty early on in the game. But we'll see what happens this game. I believe Dwight Schrute is pretty high on the ladder. He's around somewhere between 200 and top 100. And we are ranked around, say, I think 140-ish at this stage. So we're dropping the lumber camp as soon as we have 50 wood. Getting all of our techs in. My wheelbarrow was a little bit delayed here. And we're aging just after 4 minutes here. So right now is around about when English will be aging, so I'm sending my scout to his side of the base to see what he's doing. Okay, so we're age 4 minutes 30. We are putting professional scouts before wheelbarrow because I delayed that. We're getting sanctity and all the other mosque upgrades. We will start taking in these eco upgrades soon as well. Now I start to build a stable here, but as you can see, I've swapped to a barracks. This is based on the information that I have by scouting. So this is hugely important in any game. It's not just specifically Delhi, but anyone that you kind of come across in a game, you need to be scouting. This is actually probably the first time I've ever seen anyone make Abbey of Kings. So his plan here is to just raid me and come back and heal up. This landmark heals compared to the usual landmark which spams longbows early on in the game. So his plan was to use his mobility to raid me and prevent me from getting any sacred sites later on. So we saw this, we adapted and we built a barracks instead to protect ourselves from the raid. If we went horsemen, we probably could have like matched his mass. But the thing about that is it's not actually necessarily going to protect your vills very much because horsemen are able to horseman on horseman, you're not going to be dealing much damage, and he's actually going to be coming back and healing his horsemen. So he could literally dive my vills, not lose any horsemen, and then just run back to the base. So if we have pikes, we're going to be able to repel the horsemen a lot quicker. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So we got a blacksmith upgrade. We're going with bloomery. The reason we're going with bloomery is because our plan is to add in most likely horsemen. It's going to depend on what we scout and what we see the other military buildings that he's adding in. So we're dropping a stable. This is preemptively because you just expect the English to go longbowmen, and also you can use your mobility, the horsemen, to kind of buy time for your pikes to get across to any of your resources that are getting harassed here. So we're just making pikes and we're setting them on our exposed resources. We also have a scholar inside of our barracks to not only produce pikes faster, but to reduce the research time of upgrading to veterancy here. And as you can see, we're queuing horsemen. Okay, we cancel the horsemen because we know our professional scouts is just about to come in. And like we're not under any huge threat at the moment, so we can just produce scouts. So now we've scouted the longbows and the archery ranges here. Let's go back to concealing my view here. On this map as well, you generally know where all the sacred sites are. So I know this one's closest to me. We actually lose a Vil here, which is not ideal. We lose 2 Vils actually, okay. So nice raid by him. He's going to actually be able to go back and heal those up. 2 Vils down, not the end of the world. We can always catch up in economy with the sacred sites. The Sanctity coming in soon, so we're prepping to go out and capture these sacred sites. Our macro right about now is 50%-ish wood and 50% food. Now you might think to yourself, okay, well you're making horsemen and pike, which is majority food, so why do you have so much on wood? And the answer is we plan on building towers and walls all around these sacred sites. So popping out our first scholar to come and get the closest sacred site, and our Sanctity literally just came in then, as you can see here. Just defending a bit from the raids here. We're bringing out 3 Vils because we know he's out on the map, so we want to be able to pull up these towers real quick. And at the moment we're just bringing back deer. We're repelling any raids that he's bringing our way, and we are going to get sacred sites. Now, if he ever wanted to take this sacred site back, he would need rams to destroy these towers, right? So that's the main reason we're building towers here. Could consider building a wall around it as well, but in the long term, I think towers are going to be good. So now we are collecting stone. We're also towering our stone here. This is going to do one of 2 things. It's going to keep our Vils safe here while we have our army at protecting the sacred site. It's also going to give us line of vision into the stealth forest here. So he's trying to deny the sacred site on my side, but unsuccessful because we have our whole army here. Now you'll see, we can actually see in the, through the stealth forest here, whereas he won't be able to see out of it, as far as what we can see into it. This is going to give us time to react to any raids here. As you can see, raid incoming. Straight away we pull into the tower. Still bringing deer back as well. A little bit kind of slow here just because I'm so concentrated on fending off his army. And also going to the next sacred site. So we're moving across with our Vils to build a tower there. And we'll also bring across a scholar. Not sure where he's... Oh, he's in here at the moment. I think I realized after a few seconds that he's not with my Vils or army, so he'll pop out and come across soon. Now, he's obviously not paying enough attention here, but he also can't see into the stealth forest, so we're actually building from the stealth forest, so he would need to come inside of the stealth forest to see our Vils there. At the moment, we have the better composition as well. We have horsemen to counter his archers, and our pikemen counter his horsemen. Now, the only thing his horsemen do is can do some damage onto my horsemen. But we have a double counter here. His longbow, we need to kill my pike for his horsemen to be able to do anything. And even then, the horsemen don't counter my horsemen. They're obviously the equivalent unit to each other. And I'm pretty sure we have the tech upgrade here. We have melee attack and defense, now getting ranged defense. Whereas he has 1 defense. Right, he doesn't have anything. Okay, so we have the tech advantage as well right now. And it's free, which is awesome. So we're continuing to capture the sacred sites here. Scholar is coming across, I believe. Yep. A little bit of idle army here. I need to get used to using the select all military here. But at the moment, all we're trying to do is repel them to give time to build the towers and to capture the sacred site. Still have a few on stone here, so we can upgrade these to have arrow slits. I didn't upgrade these ones yet because it's under no real threat. Probably would have been better off upgrading one just to repel anything that tried to deny that sacred site. But we're getting arrow slits on all the middle ones here. So at this stage of the game, there's no way he's going to be able to contest this. One, because we have equivalent, if not better, mass than him. And two, is that he would need to invest into rams to take these down. And obviously he needs to spend the money on taking the ram upgrade, as well as spending 300 resources into military units, which would just allow us to get even further ahead with the mass. So in most cases I'd be okay with just having 2 sacred sites, but I know we can fight him, so I'm going to go across to his side to actually take the last sacred site, which will be here. Yep, here. So we continue to get all of our eco upgrades. We have all of our food upgrades except for the deer gathering, which is the one I prioritized last. We're also getting a market to trade our gold to go up to the next stage. And we're moving out to his side to put down towers on his side, as well as capturing the sacred site. So if I was a bit more on the ball here, I would have traded my way up and just started aging right now. So that's something as well. Once you start having sacred site control, you can start selling your gold and to get up to age 3 faster. But we're busy taking a fight here. We can definitely take this. He doesn't have many longbow left, and we have 8 pikes, 10 pikes within our horseman mass here. And he has, well, I mean, he lost a lot of them, but just 12 horsemen now. And at this stage, it's pretty much over, right? We have all the sacred sites, and we're just about to age. If I traded my gold, that is. And we're in his base, damaging his eco. And he calls it. So this is a great demonstration of how you should approach Age 2 against another civilization that is also playing Age 2. So I wanted to show you also how to transition into Age 3. The reason I didn't want to show, like, focus on this map in particular is because it only has one sacred site. So this map kind of has a unique playstyle altogether. But nonetheless, I wanted to show you how I capitalized on my early castle age advantage in this game. And how we're able to kind of close out the game. So I'm just going to go at 8 speed through all the opening. We've been over that in the previous game, and as well as my build order guide as well. Let's see if I managed to get wheelbarrow. Okay, this time I got wheelbarrow straight away. Let's take a look. So we're up against the French, and in most cases he's going to be opening knights. But I still think we go ahead and scout his base just because we need that information. As we saw in the last game, the opponent opened with Abbey of Trinities, the English, which is very uncommon. But we're getting a nice age up time here, 4 minutes 20 seconds, with only 3 vills on the landmark. And we are straight away going for a Rax. As you can see, my scout was still over his side to see what he was aging up with. But like 99% of the time it will be the School of Cavalry into knights. So we're actually pulling all of our vills off of berries to go into sheep here. We have enough food here for a while to last us. But we don't want to risk our vills dying by just having them gathering berries for that slightly increased gather speed. Let's go back to 8 times here. So my plan is still to capture control of the sacred site and you know, fortify that position. But first we need to kind of get some sort of a military advantage, or at least an even military. So we have horsemen because we scouted that his archers were coming. And we're using professional scouts now to gather deer, or collect deer and bring it home. So bringing 2 vills out, towering up this position. He doesn't have enough archers to kind of contest my army at the moment, and we are walling up here. So this is the only sacred site to capture on this map, so we're putting all of our efforts into here. We're getting arrow slits because we have a few on stone. Dealing with raids at home as well. So now he's deciding that he wants to ram us. I notice he has pikes in his army as well. And considering my unit comp doesn't have anything to do with those pikes other than these towers, my plan is to actually age up. So I'm not going all in on the sacred sites here. In age 2 anyway. I'm buying time. I'm getting the gold from the sacred site to age up here. And any second now we'll start aging. So I'm not completely... I'm not overcommitting to holding this at this point in time. We can age up, we can get better military to deal with his army composition, which is what you will see in a second, and we can also go ahead and collect all the relics. So we let him get this for now. We'll mass up some more pikes to deal with the knights at home, and then we'll start making our fortress age units. So we're aging up, and at this stage, in my mind, I thought, okay, we'll go men-at-arms, because they will do well against the archers, well against the pikes, and they'll fight alright against the knights. But one thing I kind of didn't consider is that he would be going all in on age 2 at this stage. So, we'll see here that the men-at-arms don't trade as well as I thought they would. So, this kind of highlights the importance of mixing in different units with your comp. They do alright here, but still not like as well as I'd hoped. First I added in some pikes to try and deal with the knights as well. But at this stage I figured, okay, I just need something that'll put DPS on these knights and the archers as well. So I decided that I want to build a tower elephant. With Delhi, tower elephants are going to be the best option in age 3, especially if your opponent is still age 2. They're basically going to kill everything and they're not going to be able to be killed. So mixing in tower elephants with men-at-arms here basically makes all of his archers irrelevant, which is the majority of his army at this stage. So we are trying to kind of get back on our feet here while we have the advantage. We're bringing in relics back home, so we're going out taking relics. So we've taken this one and another one as well and going to collect more. And as you'll see here, it wasn't until I got my tower elephant that I was really able to kind of push him away. So we added a lancer as well to get on top of the archers a bit more effectively. And the tower elephant's coming out. We have a scholar garrisoned in there. It's really going to help with getting this out faster. And it's at this point we're able to push back. So we're waiting for our tower elephant to catch up. We don't want to take too much free fire while our elephant isn't firing. He chooses to fight this, and our elephant actually has a pretty good melee attack as well. So when the archers get into melee, the elephant can attack the knights as well as attack shooting the backline with the archers on the back. And at this stage, he's backing off. We have a lot of gold in the stone in the bank. So we'll be utilizing that pretty soon here. Now you can see all my men-at-arms have died here, so you really want to be pulling back your elephants. They cannot fight alone, especially against something like knights. Bringing out scholars to try and heal him and keep him alive. And the elephant survives thanks to the scholars, but as you can see here, he's not letting this thing get away. He's going to be chasing this down in a second. Killing the ram as well while they're shooting the arrows, the archers. At this stage, instead of killing the ram with the elephant, I should have just run back. And as you can see, he's just chasing me down with his knights. And unlucky that the last shot managed to kill him. If that shot didn't kill him, he would have survived and I could have healed him back up. As you can see, the tower elephant was key to kind of being able to mass up more men-at-arms and keep him out of my base. And now consolidate a strong position in the middle. And now we utilize the compound of the defender. So he doesn't want these walls to get up because he knows he's going to have a difficult time getting back to this sacred site here. So he's trying to contest me. I've come back onto the sacred site to try and secure that. And then after that I'll try and pick up this relic as well. Now this fight is okay. It's not the greatest. But it bought us enough time to kind of get this sacred site. Try for a sneaky conversion there. And now we're going to back off. I heard another tower elephant. So he comes back out, and this is kind of where I can actually push back out again. Like, the DPS is nice on the elephant, and it's really hard for him to kill the elephant unless he kills all my men-at-arms here. So that's why I've opted for men-at-arms for the survivability, and also they have decent damage output, especially against the Age 2 army. If this wasn't a knight civilization, there's no way he'd be able to stop me if he was in the same position here. A little bit AFK here. But, so, yeah, let's pause here. So, I'm now utilizing the compounded defender as much as I can, because it's one of the unique features that makes Delhi quite good. I'd say, if you can, there's so much potential for you to utilize this age up and the uniqueness of Delhi. If you're not using the unique features to their max capability here, you're really kind of hindering yourself in playing Delhi altogether. So we've climbed up onto the top here, so he can't actually do any damage to these guys. And now any reinforcements that try and come through here are going to be shot by this tower. And now we have a convincing fight. He knows he's not going to be able to reinforce with full health units, and he decides to tap out. So that's how I approach the early Age 3 of Delhi, is mixing in tower elephants with any other type of unit. I could have done pikes as well, but pikes would die to his large archer mass. So I opted to go for men-at-arms because they're tankier. They do okay against knights, only because they have the age advantage. And they're able to tank for the tower wall elephant. So hopefully this was helpful, guys. If you did like the video, then consider subscribing to the channel. I will be posting more guides, more analysis on other games, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.